All right, everybody. I'm so glad that everybody is on tonight, and we are recording. This is Celeste, our upline Double Diamond, and I'm so excited that we're going to take a few minutes and learn from her and her wisdom. We are on a great line. This is she has figured it out, kind of, and just if you want to say that, and kind of. We've all kind of like picked up on her knowledge and ran with it. I've held on. Every time she talks, I grab something and a little nugget here and there, and I run with it. I want to make sure that y'all are ready to go. I'd like, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to say a quick word of prayer, and then we'll get going. Dear Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you've given us. And Lord, just thank you for the opportunity to do Plexus and to share with other people that we can help them with their health and with their finances. Lord, let us be open to what Celeste has to say and let us learn and from her. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Well, Celeste, do you want to start off by telling us your brief story into Plexus and how it all came about?
Absolutely. So how long do these calls usually run? Just because I know kind of our material, just like, are they 15, 20 minutes, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. Sometimes they're 30 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour over. So just whatever you want to go.
Okay, awesome. I just want to, I like to kind of gauge it. I don't want to lose folks if they've got somewhere to be in 20 minutes. But I'll just share my brief version of my story, and then we can roll into these fun questions. But, my story starts back in July of 2012. When I was scrolling on Facebook, like I did so often, even before this Plexus gig that actually pays me to surf on Facebook for some of my business. And I saw Jen Hawkins, who was my roommate from college, and she looked amazing. And basically I called her up and I said, okay, you look great. Like, what are you doing? And she told me about Plexus. And I basically said, well, you have an 8-month-old. And you've lost all your baby weight, and my baby is 12 years old, so it's probably time for me to use mine too. And that's kind of how this all started, was holy moly, my best friend, has a 9-month-old and looks smoking hot, and I'm still blaming these extra 35 pounds on my baby that I had 12 years ago. And I ordered a product from her. She really quickly, right then and there, Sundee, she did her part, and she told me all about the business opportunity. And I basically said, hold up, sister. I said, I'm not looking for a job. And I actually said, I am not even looking for a hobby. I said, I am not interested. I had a really bad experience with network marketing. Not as an ambassador. I've never been with another company. But about 8 years ago, I don't even know if you've heard the story, but I had this mom from our school at McKinney Christian Academy ask me to go to dinner. And I thought it was so cool because she was like a high school mom, like she was a high school parent, and I was a pre-K mom, and I thought, ooh, this cool high school mom wants to be my friend, And what happened, Maddie got sick, so I didn't get to go to this party, this dinner. So I called up this lady to let her know I wasn't going to be able to come, and she goes, oh, don't worry about it. We do these every month. And I go, oh, okay, like still thinking it's like a separate club or, whatever. Well, come to find out, she had invited me to an opportunity meeting for her network marketing business and called it dinner. Never, ever mentioned business, never mentioned what her thing was she was trying to sell me. And I was embarrassed. I was mad. I was offended. And I literally said right then and there, I will never do network marketing. That is horrifying. Well, what I love about Plexus, I'll backtrack to my story, but what I love about Plexus is I've never tricked anyone into hopping on one of these Zoom calls for an opportunity meeting. I've never tricked anyone into meeting for coffee, going to dinner with me, going to an opportunity meeting, whatever we do. People want what we have. We don't have to be stickish. We don't have to be sneaky and sneak a little opportunity under the radar. People want what we have. They're attracted to us. They're attracted to our demeanor. They're attracted to the way we live our lives, and they want what we have. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to be in network marketing and be bold about it and know that I don't have to trick anyone into listening to what I'm doing. So back to my story. Jen shared the business with me, and I said, no, thank you. I had great results with the product, and people start asking you what you're doing at a small school like McKinney Christian Academy. When you start to lose weight and you start to have this crazy energy and you have this joy and you have this presence that people are attracted to, they want to know what you're doing. I sent all of them to Jen Hawkins' website because I was a stay-at-home mom. And she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she's my best friend. I wanted that for her, you know? So I sent about 30 customers to Jen in the course of 9 months of me being on the product myself. At this point, everyone in my family was on the product. Jen came to visit me, and she basically told me I was an idiot. And, you know, your best friend can tell you that, right? Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I would expect nothing else from my best friend than to say, Celeste, you're an idiot. You're spending so much money on product. You should join my team. This is insane. You should do it just to get your product wholesale. And I said, I will. I don't know how that's going to help you. I said, I'm not working this business, but if it's going to help you somehow for me to join, I will. And another thing that best friends are is manipulative, right? Like, they can do that too, and it's okay too. She knows, like, that travel is like my 6th love language. You know that book, The 5 Languages of Love? I always say if there was a 6th one, it would be travel, and that would be my number 1. And she said, okay, well, yeah, you don't have to work it. But, you know, me and Cody, who I also went to college with, is a good friend of mine, her husband, we're going to Maui in a couple months, and man, it sure would be fun if you and Andrew were there with us. So that got my attention, and that quickly became my why and my drive. And from that day, I started working my business. And let that sink in. I'm going to repeat that. I started working my business. I did not sign up for Plexus and go, all right, I'm going to sign up a few folks, and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to ride the wave. I didn't go, man, this is going to be like a lottery ticket. This is going to be so easy, and I'm just going to make some mailbox money and cash my check every month. I worked my business, and I worked really hard. I made a lot of sacrifices in the beginning that were all worthwhile. You know, obviously I could see that that big picture and know I'm making some sacrifices now. I'm missing some stuff for my kids now. I haven't watched TV in a year and a half, and this one's probably going to step on some toes. I deleted Candy Crush from my phone. So basically 2 years later, I'm a lot smarter because I haven't been watching TV and playing mindless games. And I'm a lot wealthier because I've been working my Plexus business, right? So that's kind of where I am. It's a win-win. And I really did work hard. I ended up going Emerald in 4.5 months and Diamond in 6 months. And I re-entered, which is the 11th way to make money with Plexus if you're a new folk. And on my 7th month, I re-entered, and I actually went Diamond on my 2nd position in 2 years, on my 2-year anniversary. And, you know, I think that just speaks volumes about our comp plan. That someone can go in and build once and then be able to widen their nets and do it all over again. Because our comp plan, the way it's set up, I mean, it's so accessible to everyone to be successful. You know what I mean? I love that about our comp plan. So talked about the product. I ended up, actually I didn't. I've lost 35 pounds. I was able to get off of antidepressants with my doctor's help. I don't have that 4 p.m. crash. I was that mom that just convinced myself that it was a very normal thing to fall asleep on the couch every day at 4 o'clock. I'm busy. That's what we do. We're tired at 4 o'clock and we take a nap and pretend like we're calling out homework to our kids and really we're napping. That was me. Thought that was normal. So the products have changed my life as well as so many people in my family. But I want to talk a little bit about, you know, the business. It has been a game changer for my family to be able to take some pressure off my husband. My husband's very successful. He has worked very hard our whole marriage so that I could be a stay-at-home mama. I still consider myself a stay-at-home mama, by the way. I fit Plexus in the nooks and crannies of my life. And I still consider myself a stay-at-home mama. My family is still my number one. And that's another really good takeaway for you guys. Make sure you keep your priorities straight as you're trying to build. But it's just been a blessing to take pressure off my husband, to be able to be a part of a church plant and be a very, very big part of it financially. You know, we're saving folks in McKinney, Texas, and people are coming to know Christ because we're able to be a part of this church financially, and that's a big, big deal to me. That's way more important to me than Plexus is. And then, you know, to be able to give back to missions, and something I've been sharing with folks that people seem to really resonate with. I'll share it really quick, and then we'll move on to the questions. But because of my Plexus freedom this year, my dad's a missionary. He has been off and on. He's a businessman, but he's spent about a month every year in Africa since I was about 18. And he works in this village called Impukani, Kenya, and it means land with no water. Like literally, that's what the word Impukani means, land with no water. And we were able to drill a well there this year, and they've got water in this place that has never had water because of our Plexus freedom. And, you know, obviously our goal is to then share the living water with them. We're like feeding their bodies, and we hope to now be able to feed their souls, you know, and then they trust us. My dad's been building this relationship with them for 20 years. So pretty big deal. I'm doing fun stuff like taking my families on vacations we never thought possible, adding on to our house, things that were only a dream that we didn't even know to dream. We're doing things bigger than we even dreamed possible because of Plexus. And it's a huge blessing. So anyone can do it. You know, that's the thing, is we all have the same product and the same comp plan. It's just deciding what you're going to do with it. And it's a level playing field. That's what I love the most. We all start out with a level playing field. And that's why there's so many folks at the top of this company with different personalities from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic levels, different religions, different parts of the country, different parts of the world, because we all have a level playing field and we can all be successful with it.
That's awesome. I love your story. Absolutely love your story. Hey, by the way, everybody, it looks like Zoom, I paid for 200 people to be on the call, and Zoom has now capped me at 50. So I went from 100 to 50, but I'm paying for 200. So if you want to text your team or let your team know that's trying to get on, I can hear the bings every 5 seconds.
Oh, no.
This technically challenged person is having issues, but my husband's the one that upgraded me. So just for this call, upgraded just for this call. So y'all let your teams know. I apologize.
Do you want to start recording it now so you can post it later?
I did. I already started recording it. But I'm hearing all the bings and they're chatting that, you know, we can't get in. So
okay.
Okay.
That's okay. They can go back and watch it later, and it's still just for your team. So that's still a big deal.
Perfect. I love your story, by the way, because when I first joined, I think I was an ambassador for 2 weeks and went to a meeting at your parents' house. I joined in July of 2013. You had just gone Emerald, I think.
Yes.
And hearing your story, I loved it because being a preacher's kid, it resonated with me how much you have a heart for missions and for other people. And I'm like, wow, I'm really in a good line as far as same faith kind of thing. I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
How do we get our people to work for the contest that we offer?
Okay, this is a really, really good question. And I think my answer is probably going to surprise some folks. I think contests are super important. Let me preface it with that. I think they're a big deal. I think you should be having them. And I think you should be having them whether it's a $5 Target gift card and that's all you can swing, or whether it's a, you know, Michael Kors purse, you know, whatever you can do that month. But I think they're a big deal. But what I will tell you about contests is if people are not motivated by our comp plan, we're not going to motivate them with a purse. If people are not motivated by helping folks, by changing people's lives, by our comp plan, by their paycheck, they're not going to be motivated by a Target gift card or a purse or a dinner or whatever. But I love rewarding my producers. So for me, it's just a way for me to reward my folks that probably would have been my top producers anyways. I'm just basically thanking them for working hard. So sometimes you will find somebody that's motivated. I've given away some iPads, and I've had iPad minis go to somebody that completely surprised me because they needed that iPad for their family. You know, they really wanted it. They worked really hard. But generally, I think folks are motivated by our comp plan, or they're just not motivated. And, you know, here's the thing, you know, kind of going off track. That doesn't necessarily reflect on you if you've got people on your team that aren't motivated. If you're doing your part to educate, you're trying to inspire, you're sharing daily, you're training, you're doing these contests to motivate them, and they're still not motivated, that reflects on them, not you. So that's just a little sidebar. As long as you're doing your part, not everyone is going to get what we do. So when you see those white lines, you just kind of have to go, man, that stinks. They don't get it, and move on down the road and find folks that do. So that's just kind of a little sidebar. But contests are fun. I think they build a sense of team, community. It's a great way to kind of build a culture within your team page and get people motivated. But ultimately, most of the time, people that win your contest are your people that are producing. But what a better thing than to give them a shout out publicly and then they earn a prize on top of just being the fact, just being the top producer. You're also rewarding them through praise and through a gift. I love that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I do too. Okay, next question. What's the best way to recruit from outside our local community where Plexus is the recognizable name?
Mm-hmm.
How does one expand his or her business to non-local communities where Plexus isn't even in their vocabulary yet?
Okay, so I'm just going to sum this one up. I mean, the best way to obviously build outside of your local community, it is social media. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, it's really a crazy, crazy thing to think about network marketers in the past, that if they wanted to meet with 100 people, they had to make 100 coffee appointments, right? I mean, how blessed are we that we can make one post on our social media network and reach 100 people, assuming we have at least 100 friends. That's a really big deal, and as you feel like maybe you're reaching your network, you need to continue to widen your network, and that includes your social media network. As I'm going about my daily life, I am constantly looking for reasons to friend people on Facebook. Last spring break, we were in Mexico, or last summer, we were in Mexico. I friended 5 people that I met at the pool. 3 of them joined my team within a 3-month period after we got back from Mexico. I did not puke pink on them in Mexico. I wasn't handing out 3-day trials and business cards. I was getting to know them. I was hanging out with them in the pool. We were taking selfies. We were talking about life, talking about our kids that we were missing because they were back home. And we built a friendship. And then I connected with them on social media, and then they were intrigued by what I did. I told them what I did. They knew that when they would say, hey, come get in the pool, and I would say, I'm working and I'm sitting by the pool with my fruity drink. They're intrigued by what I do, obviously. But you just got to be widening your nets. Something else I'm doing right now is rustic cuffs, these bracelets that I love. I really do love these bracelets. But why am I always hashtagging rustic cuff this? Because I've joined all these groups for people that love rustic cuffs, right? So I will go and post a picture of my cuff and say, Zoom meeting with Sundee Anderson cuff and hashtag rustic cuff. Well, then I'm connected with this whole other network of folks. It's mainly women. And it's women that need our products because everyone does. And I'm building my network wider through these pages that have nothing to do with health and wellness. They have nothing to do with weight loss. They have nothing to do with, supplements. It's about these bracelets. But I'm widening my network, and I'm getting these friends requests from all these folks that are in these pages. So I tell you that story to say, join pages. If you're a knitter, go search for knitting groups on Facebook. Obviously, y'all, you can't hide behind this computer. This is network marketing. This is relationship marketing. You have to get out there and meet people too. So you've got to widen your nets as you go through your day. And I say that, the way I do that, this is part of my daily method, is I walk up to Nathan's soccer game, Sundee. What do I want to do? I want to go sit down next to my best friends that are already on my team, whose kids are also on the team, right? What should I do and what do? I go and I find the brand new person that's sitting by themselves, who they're new to MCA, and I sit next to them and I network with them. And I take a picture of their son and my son, and then I say, oh, let me friend you on Facebook so I can tag you on this picture. Boom, we're connected, right? So I'm just constantly looking for ways to widen my social media network, but I'm not hiding behind my computer either. I'm talking to people face to face. And if it comes up, I'm sharing Plexus with them right then and there when it feels natural,
So are you telling Nate, okay, see who I'm sitting next to at the game? You go grab that kid so I can take your picture.
Yeah, exactly. And don't you want to have him over for a play date so he has to come to my house so that I can give her a 3-day trial in person? Yeah, we're constantly. But here's the thing, Sundee, and you know me, so you know this. It's sincere. I love getting to know new folks. It's not just because I want to share Plexus with them. I want to get to know them because my son's friends with their son. I want to get to know them because we go to the same school, because we love the same Jesus, because we live on the same planet and breathe the same air. So it's a sincere desire to get to know folks, and people will see right through it if you're just trying to get to know someone because you want to, get them to join your team or whatever. So you've got to be sincere in your relationships.
I think it's obvious that you are a people person because one of the things you told right when I joined, I should say, is that before Plexus, I only had 400 friends on Facebook, and I was very selective. My husband would laugh at me because I would get a friend request. I'm like, I don't remember that person. I'm not going to accept them. And he would accept everybody. But how many friends did you have on Facebook before you even started doing Plexus?
I think I had close to 1,800.
See, that shows that you're a people person and you're very
Right.
social, and you weren't friending these people just because of Plexus.
Right. No, I already had a huge network from just different seasons of life. I think when people really self-reflect and they think they've got this little circle, but then they really think, okay, where did I go to high school? Where did I go to college? Where did I work? Where all have I worked? Where have I gone to church? What Bible studies have I been in? Where did my husband go to church? Where did my husband go to college? Like, your circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that makes this so much, it's like eating an elephant one bite at a time. It makes it so much easier to see when you really see that big picture of your network, and you realize how many people you really know.
Right. Okay, next question. When someone asks for information about Plexus, hey, Celeste, tell me about Plexus. What do you do?
Well, I am a simple girl. Okay, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm so not simple. But when I'm talking about Plexus.
You almost said that with a straight face, too.
I know. I was trying really hard to push through, but I can't. I'm not simple. I mean, hello, I'm wearing like 9 bracelets. There's nothing simple about me. But when it comes to Plexus, what I think is people like simple. What I send them is a very, very, this is what I'm doing. This is what the products do. This is what I would recommend. It is literally 4 or 5 sentences, and it is not well written in any way, shape, or form. It is how I talk. Hey, girl, depending on how I would talk to them. Obviously, if it's one of Andrew's coworkers or employees, I'm not going to go, hey, girl. But if it's like one of my girlfriends from high school, it's going to start, hey, girl, super casual. What I do is I will attach the more detailed information so that it's there for your few and far between folks that really, really want to know every ingredient, the science, the this, the that, the this. Most of my network just wants to know if it's going to work and what does it cost and how do I get it. So I send them that simple with the attachment. So it's there for the people that want to dig deep. They can dig deep, but it's a very simple email, just laying out what I do. And I mean, I'm being simple, Sundee. Like, here's what I recommend. This is what it did for me. And here's how you order it. And then the attachment might be list of ingredients. And I think that's actually all that I have on there is list of ingredients for triplex. So really simple. I just really think you want also to give people just enough so that they want to come back for more. And if you over educate in the very beginning, they kind of feel like, okay, I need to sit on this for a while. I've got everything I need, and then I'll follow up with, if they don't order, in a few days, hey, have I mentioned we have a 60-day money-back guarantee? You can, use the product for 2 months. You've got nothing to lose. We take all that responsibility and use the product for 2 months. See how it does, see what you think. I'm taking ownership of that. A lot of these folks, the people that are ordering product, they've tried everything out there and they think Plexus is just one more thing that's not going to work for them, right? So if I talk about the 6-day money-back guarantee, I'm saying, hey, listen, you don't have to tell your husband. I'm just kidding. But you can use this for 60 days, and if it doesn't work for you, you can get your money back. And they really appreciate that because they feel like it's something else they're going to fail at. They don't know how awesome it is. They don't know how great they're going to feel. So that's what I do. But it's just there's nothing complicated or wordy or technical about it. It's literally just how I talk.
That's awesome. It makes me want to revamp how I do my email. I keep this part of it short, but I've attached, I think, an overload of information. I think I'm going to revamp how I do it. I like to do it at a time.
And, we have that information. So if they come back, we're ready. We're armed. We have the information if they want more. But it just keeps that dialogue open.
That's awesome. Okay, next question. Also, what's the most important thing you've learned from this journey? We'll let you drink. Which we should all have a drink. Everybody take a drink. We're supposed to be drinking our water. He's taking several.
Everybody drink your water. Okay. So the most important thing I've learned on this journey, I think the number one thing that I've learned is to be bold, be proud of what we do. I think a lot of people step into this a little bit leery of what are people going to think? I don't want to be that cheesy cliche network marketer. I don't want my friends to think I'm stupid. Just all the negative thoughts that we have in our head about ourselves, and just about what we're doing. And I think for me, when I really realized, like, I literally have something that people need. I literally believe that no matter what your question is, I've got the answer. I really believe that. So I'm so bold about sharing because I believe if you have financial problems, I've got your answer. If you have health problems, I've got your answer. If you have self-esteem problems, I've got your answer. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I believe that. So I think that the most important thing I've learned is literally don't care what people think. You know, I love that quote. I used to care what people thought until I tried to pay my bills with their opinion. And I mean, it's the truth. I mean, who really cares? Your real friends will be happy for you, you know? So be bold, you know, be proud of what we do. I love now that when someone will go, oh, what do you do? And I say, I work for Plexus. It's a health and wellness company. And they'll go, is that network marketing? And I go, yeah, you know, I'm like, it's network marketing done the way it could and should be done and seldom is. And hey, guess what? When I say, and I paid $34.95 to start my business, and then I go, and let me tell you what I made this month. Guess what? They're interested in what I do. And let me back it up because Double Diamond, yeah, when I whisper that in your ear, you're going to have a heart attack, right? I have a heart attack on the 15th of every month. But Silver Ambassador making $250 a month, you whisper that in somebody's ear? Yeah, I joined 2 months ago, $34.95. I made $250 last month. I made $275 this month. Yeah, and I was able to take my family to Chili's and bowling and pay a bill. Well, guess what? That's not gangster money, right? But $250 a month. There's somebody somewhere who is reading that post or listening to you overhear you talking, and they are like, my family hasn't gone out to dinner in 6 months. We haven't done anything fun like a movie or bowling in 3 months, you know, whatever it is. So you sharing and being bold about what we're doing, you don't have to be making insane money. I mean, $250 a month with a network marketing company is very, very, very successful. People that have done other companies know that the way Plexus moves so fast, and we have this great opportunity to make money so quickly. People want to go up the ranks really fast, but $250 a month for sharing about something that you love and you're passionate about and you believe in and you're changing people's lives. As a Silver Ambassador, we should be confident about that at Silver, at Gold, at Senior Gold, whatever level that you're at. You know, this confidence did not come from being Double Diamond. I got to Double Diamond because I have this confidence. And I had it from the beginning because I believed in the products. So that's what I've learned. Just be bold. We have something to offer, and we should be proud and passionate about it.
I love that. It's true. Kind of on the same wavelength there. My last question for you is, when you first started, how did you overcome your fear of the phone or the embarrassment when calling people off your list?
Yeah, and I mean, I think that goes back a little bit to what we were talking about. It's a confidence. It's a knowing I've got something to offer. You know, I've never come to the table begging someone to join my team. I've come to the table and said, here's what I have. You need it. I'm a little bit bossy, so maybe a little bit of arm twisting going on. But, you know, I've got what you need. And, you know, I've got people that have said, no, thank you. And I've got people that are still saying no, thank you. But I also have diamonds on my team that said no, thank you for a very long time. Rosalind Payne, my best friend. You know, no thanks, I'm not interested. But, you know, what I found is when you're talking to that person, you have to just listen. You know, like you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you speak. When I'm listening to folks, let's say I've already shared Plexus with you, and you're like, I'm really not interested. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. Let's go to lunch. We're still friends. And then you say, oh my gosh, and I'm not going to be able to pay my car payment this month. And I'm like, girl, I'm sorry. I got the answer. I'm really sorry you're not going to be able to pay your car payment, but I've already told you I have the answer. And if you would do what I tell you to do, you can pay your car payment. You know, it's just meeting people where they're at. And so it's just that confidence of when you call up someone, you know, let's say you're working your way through your list of 100, you know, and you classify someone as you want them on your team for the business opportunity, okay? Because you have seen them be successful in other business. Well, I'm going to call them up and I'm going to go, hey, listen, I don't know if you've seen what I'm doing this Plexus thing. It has been so much fun, so amazing. I'm having great success, obviously with the product, but also with the business. You know what? You are such a successful businesswoman in this community. You have been on my list as someone that I know can do this because you're an influencer. People trust you. Guess what? If you do that, they're not going to go, you're an idiot. They're going to go, oh my gosh, you really think that about me? Thank you so much. It's sincere. I'm only reaching out to folks that I sincere. That's why I have a successful team. I've reached out to influencers. I've reached out to people I want on my team for all the right reasons. If you go at somebody with a "you're awesome," they're not going to come back at you with a "you suck." Period. Doesn't mean they're going to join you, but they're going to be flattered and you've planted some seeds. That is how so much of my team has come to fruition. It's just, man, you'd be really good at this. People trust you. You're already in the fitness industry. People trust you. If you say these supplements work, you will have results. Trust me. And then you can share it. That's all it is. It's just meeting people where they're at and finding the good in them of why you want them on your team and approaching them with that. People from your Bible study, man, you're my Bible study leader. I respect you. I admire you. I've come to you for wisdom and advice. I want you to do this with me because I respect you and I know others respect you too. Think you'd be good at this. You need the products. And when you have results, people are going to want to know what you're doing, So it's really just, again, that boldness, that security of knowing I have what you need and meeting people where they're at, going at them with a positive and then telling them why you want them and explaining to them why they need what you have.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. That's all the questions I actually have.
Awesome.
I would love to know, last time you looked at your report, do you remember the total number of ambassadors on your team?
Yeah, I actually looked this week. I think I have close to 168,000 active.
Wow. That's awesome. Do you know how many jewels? If I remember the story correctly, you went to Hawaii the first year by yourself with you and Jen. And then the next year, I was lucky enough to go with you. There was 42 of us that year?
Yeah, this year we had
120.
104, was it like 140?
Something like that. I
think I'm at close to 200 joules right now. 189, 92. It changes often.
That's awesome.
I should be well over 200. That's hard to wrap your brain around, but that is literally because I got over myself. Think about the lives changed through the products and through the business because I got over my pride.
Right. You wouldn't be having this call right now. I'm your level 3, and this is my team. So none of us would even be on this call. None of us would have had our lives change as far as health-wise, financially, if you had been like anti-network marketing forever. If Jen hadn't persisted you, hunted you down.
I'm glad Jen was persistent too. I tell you what, I tell her all the time, man, thank you. And thank you for being manipulative and thank you for being bossy and, all the things that best friends are supposed to do when they know what you need. And, it's just one of those things where, I said it at convention and I'll say it again, God knew what I needed when I didn't want it and didn't know I needed it. And it's just been such a huge, huge blessing and so much fun. And the relationships and the friendships. And, I went to dinner with a bunch of ambassadors tonight. And when I left, my mom and dad were there too. Cause that's how we roll. We roll like party of 10 everywhere we go with the in-laws and the kiddos and the grandparents. We all live out here together. So we're always party of 10. We were leaving and I told my dad, I was with Heather Rice and Candy and Vernon. And I said, Vernon, sorry. And I said, she's sitting right here listening to me. I said, how cool is that? And you're on this list too, Sundee. 3 people that I absolutely adore that it wouldn't have been for Plexus wouldn't be in my life. And you guys make my life rich and full. And I know y'all pray for me when I need prayer and we lift each other up. And this is not just about business. This is we do life together. And that's a really big deal.
It is. It's amazing. And honestly, Plexus has literally changed my life. I mean, it's the health-wise, for me personally, to be PCOS free, I have 2 adopted kids because I was told I could not have kids because of PCOS. Yep. And then now I'm officially PCOS free. That's just crazy. And then the financial, it's unbelievable. It puts, I'm with you. I get teary-eyed and cry almost every 15th of the month that God's blessed me this much. It's, and it's all, I love the fact that you got over yourself.
We got to do that. Sometimes we're not all that in a bag of chips and we think we are.
Right. I think it goes back to, going ahead and picking up the phone and calling these people that are your friends because you could literally change somebody's life. You just don't know it.
Absolutely. And it's so much more fun to do with your friends. You know, I tell everyone, they're like, how do you get your friends to join you? I say, you call them and you say, oh my word, do this with me. It's going to be fun. We're going to get healthy. We're going to go on trips together. We're going to work together. It's going to be so awesome. You're doing this with me. And, you know, that's why I say, man, I feel like people really like, man, go silver quick. You get your mama, your sister, and your best friend on board with you. Like, you get that going from the very beginning, and that's going to help you kind of hit the ground running. And it's so much more fun if you've got friends and family on board with you.
I love that. That's true.
You know, but that being said, I have to point out, because people are encouraged by this too, I would love for everyone on this call to know there's no one on my team with the last name Gwynn. So I do not have a single family member on my husband's side of my family that has jumped on board with the Plexus train. So you can be successful without the support of your family, because I know sometimes your family are your biggest haters and your worst critics and your biggest skeptics and the ones waiting for you to fail. I'm blessed because my side of the family is all on board. I've got sisters that are jewels, and my whole family's on product, and because I'm bossy and I tell them what they're going to do. So I can't be that bossy with my in-laws.
That's awesome. You are such an encouragement. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're busy with Candy there. Candy, you have fun. Y'all want to, hey, Candy, get your head in there and say hi to my team. Y'all, this is
Diamond Senior, what are you? Diamond Senior Gold Ambassador Candy.
Hopefully Ruby.
She may go Ruby this month on her second position.
Hi, guys.
Say hi, team.
So fun. I know. Okay, awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my team usually knows I stay on. You do not have to stay on, but we all stay on and chit chat. So feel free to hop off when you want to. I know you got Candy there. I hate to take up your time.
But real quick, I just want to say thank you to your team. I am so grateful for your passion and your hard work. I 100% know that Sundee and I are successful because of you guys and your passion and your desire to succeed. We know how this works, and we know that we're here because you guys are passionate and working hard. And just thanks for taking time out of your busy night. I know we've all got kids running around this house all over the place. I don't even know what they're doing, but we're all busy, and it shows me that you're serious about your business, that you took the time out of your night to hop on and listen to us. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, Celeste.
All right. Bye, friend.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
I'm so glad that y'all made it on. I feel terrible that I actually paid to have upgraded to 200 and it did not go through.